Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're watching Weve TV. Alternative media television is, of course, March 14th, 2013. Physicists have found the God particle. They have found the God particle. This is also known as the Higgs boson. The Higgs boson, a hypothetical type of heavy electrically neutral particle with zero spin, is the definition according to dictionary.com. This is an article by appnews.myway.com. I'll put a link in the description box below. You can read this as well. It's also being featured on the Drudge Report. It says that the search is all but over for a subatomic particle that is a crucial building block of the universe. Physicists announced Thursday they believe they have discovered the subatomic particle predicted nearly half a century ago, which will go a long way toward explaining what gives electrons and all matter in the universe size and shape. Now, this elusive particle, many of you I'm sure have heard of, called a Higgs boson, was predicted in 1964 to help fill in our understanding. Let me repeat that. Fill in our understanding. Fill in the blanks of the creation of the universe, which many theorize occurred in a massive explosion known as the Big Bang. Now, we constantly have a war of the worlds from the creationists versus the evolutionists. And I have a lot of friends that are actually atheists, and they are very, how do I say this? A lot of the people that I know that are atheists, science is their religion. Science is their dogma. They say science explains everything. Much the same way, in my opinion, many religious people will say that their religion explains everything. And so we have this dogma. We have this dogmatic argument. And it's important to note here that the Higgs boson, as it says here, predicted in 1964, was predicted to help fill in our understanding of the creation of the universe, which many theorize, theory being a key word, occurred in a massive explosion known as the Big Bang. Now, of course, nobody knows what happened and what occurred prior to the Big Bang. This is the chicken and the egg. Nobody understands that. They're just going with the Big Bang. And the scientific community and the science community in general, many which I have met and many of which I know, are very dogmatic in their beliefs. They believe that science explains everything, and in my opinion, science is their God. A lot of these people adamant against religion, adamant against the theory that there could possibly be an all-knowing, omniscient, omnipotent life force, person, God, deity, whatever you want to call it, that could possibly explain the amazing creativity, the amazing inner workings of our planet. I mean, just look at nature, look at the cell, look at the cellular structure, for example, and how intricately those systems work, how beautifully designed they are. It's the equivalent of, I hear a lot of creationists will use the argument, it's the equivalent of, do you think that you could take a watch, and here I'll show you my watch, I'll take it over, or take it off here. Could I take this watch, this is a dive watch here, could we take this watch, take it apart, and take all of its components, and put it into a cup? And if I shook that cup for 1,000, million, billion, trillion, gazillion years and just kept shaking it, and I kept doing that really into infinity, would all those parts carefully design itself to a watch, and would it put itself back together? Is that possible? Because that's what the Big Bang theory basically tells us, that all these subatomic particles and this goo in this mud just happen to come together in the perfect format to create life, to create a life force. Now, the Higgs boson is also known as the God particle. This discovery will be and would be a strong contender for the Nobel Prize. Last July, scientists at the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN, announced finding a particle they described as Higgs-like, but they stopped short of saying conclusively that it was the same particle or was some version of it. Scientists have now finished going through the entire set of data, and they have said, and this is a quote, that the preliminary results with the full 2012 data set are magnificent. And to me, it is clear that we are dealing with a Higgs boson, though we still have a long way to go to know what kind of Higgs boson it is, says one of the scientists, one of the physicists. So this is pretty interesting. Now, of course, CERN has an atom smasher, which is a 10 billion large collider that lies beneath the Swiss-French border. It has been creating high-energy collisions of protons to investigate how the universe came to be the way it is for several years now, which is interesting to think about, that science is really recreating or trying to recreate the Big Bang scenario, which makes you wonder, I mean, hey, if they're onto something, are they going to big bang us, experiment us right out of our own universe? Are they going to open up a gateway or a black hole, or could they instigate a explosion that eradicated our species because they're testing this sort of thing? In a lot of respects, it's extremely dangerous. Anyways, very interesting article. Check it out. Again, go to myway.com, appnews.myway.com. I'll put a link in the description box. What do you guys think? Do you think that the Higgs boson is the God particle? And, you know, is this something that, this isn't something or necessarily my area of expertise where I don't understand the Higgs boson in extreme detail. I haven't spent my life or dedicated my life to this particle. But what does this tell us, if anything at all, quite frankly? Does it tell us anything at all? And does this explain how we came to be? Is this the answer? Do you believe that science, even though I realize a lot of atheists and even friends of mine won't say that science is their God. From my perspective, science is their God because they use science as their argument for everything. Science is dogma. Science is God. What do you think? I'm Christopher Green. You've been watching Green Wave TV, alternative media television. Please check out our other videos. Please watch our breaking new documentary, Surveillance State. Please share it. Get it out to the viewing public. We released that yesterday. Take care, everybody. Hard hitting and in your face.